Hello everyone. Today we are starting the PYQ series for political science, especially for the plus 2 students. So, the part 1 of political science textbook, Politics in India Since Independence. Here in this series, I would like to cover the questions as well as an outline about the answer also. So, we can quickly jump into it. Chapter 1, Challenges of Nation Building. So, the first question that repeatedly asked from this particular chapter is, what are the major challenges faced immediately after the independence? So that means the name of the chapter itself is a very important thing you need to cover. So here in this particular question, you need to cover mainly 3 points. The national unity, second one, establishing democracy, and third, the development and welfare aspect. These are the 3 main challenges faced by India as a country after independence. Second question, the process of partition was very difficult to implement and its consequence was painful. Based on this statement, explain the process of partition and its consequences. So here the question itself need to be understand. It has 2 parts. First one is the process of partition and secondly its consequences. So in the process of partition, what all need to cover? The division based on the religious majorities, geographical separation, uncertainty in the borders, ignored opposition. That's mainly the Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan, the frontier Gandhi. Then comes the second part of the question, that is consequences of the partition. It's like mass displacement, violence and atrocities that happen in the both borders, the division of the communities, refugee camps, cultural and religious division. Third question, explain the integration of princely state of Hyderabad into the Indian Union. In this particular chapter, we are covering the integration of different princely states into the Indian Union. But the repeatedly asked question is mainly the region of Hyderabad. So we need to cover it thoroughly. First one, what was Hyderabad's status? Okay, then the popular revolt that happened there. Then the Razakars' atrocities. Then military intervention. So when you cover these 4 points, you could be able to answer this question very nicely and fetch good marks. Next is chapter 2, Era of One-Party Dominance. So here the first question, identify the causes or main factors of the dominance of Congress party in the first 3 general elections in India. From this question itself, be able to answer the 1 mark question like which particular party enjoyed the dominance in the first 3 general elections in India. So that is Congress party. So how to address this particular question? The dominance of the Congress party from 1952 till 62. These years, the electoral success, the social and ideological coalition, the reasons for the dominance like the legacy of the party, the charisma of the leader, then faction management, and finally the Congress system. This particular dominance is enjoyed by the Congress party, explained by the political thinker Rajni Kothari as the Congress system. Second question is, explain the features of first general election in India. So here, while we are covering the features, we have to know about the election commission, the challenges faced by the commission like a delimitation of the constituencies, preparing the accurate electoral rolls. Okay, then the scale, how many literate population were there, then the participation, the voter turnout, then the final outcome. Third question, explain the ideology and program of the Swatantra Party. So this question also consists of 2 parts. First one, you have to talk about the ideology of the party. Secondly, the programs. Okay, so here the formation of the party, the economic view, like they advocated minimal government intervention, like police state idea. Then comes the opposition to state control, taxation and licensing, the foreign policy which favored the more ties with United States over the Soviet Union. Then comes the support base of the party. Next, chapter 3, Politics of Plan Development. The first question repeatedly asked from this chapter is, bring out the major differences in the objectives of the first and second 5-year plan. This is very important, like every year there will be at least 1 question from this area, first and second 5-year plans. So here the area should be like the focus area of the plan, which is something important need to cover. Secondly, the economic strategy, the investment priorities. Okay, first one was about the agriculture sector and the second one about this industrial sector, rapid growth in the industrial sector. Then the challenges faced by the both plans. Finally, the philosophy of it. Okay, so when you cover these 5 points holistically, you will be able to fetch good marks. Second question from this particular chapter is write a short note on Green Revolution. So Green Revolution adopted to address the food scarcity and reduce the dependence on food aid. Then second point, high yielding varieties of seeds. HYV seeds, very important point, you cannot miss it. Then you can talk about the positive and negative outcomes of this particular project. Chapter 4, India's external relation. First question, discuss India's nuclear policy. Here, we need to address early nuclear programs of India, who is known as the father of nuclear program of India, Homi J. Bhabha. Then Nehru's stance, non-proliferation, nuclear non-proliferation treaties, its opposition, why India didn't sign it. Then 1974 nuclear test, 1998 nuclear test, then the nuclear doctrine of India, where India very explicitly pointed out no first use of nuclear, and India believing in the concept of nuclear free world. Second question, based on the hints given below, explain the main confrontation between India and China. First, the Dalai Lama issue. Second, the border issue. Third, War of 1962. Fourth, the consequences of the War of 1962. Okay, here we can take each topic separately and answer. The first one, the Dalai Lama issue. We can say that the China annexed Tibet in 1950. Then we gave political asylum to the Dalai Lama. Then comes the border dispute. Okay, the Aksai Chin region. Then how China constructed a strategic road there, then how diplomatically we involved in it to release the tensions. Then comes the 1962 war, which was not an expected one, right? So many domestically as well as externally changes happened in the politics of India. Then fourth one, the consequences of the war. Next question, find out the major objectives of India's or Nehru's foreign policy, because Nehru was also the foreign minister. So it also the question framed in a way that the ideas or objectives of Nehru's foreign policy. In both way, answer will be same, like protect independence and sovereignty of the country, to preserve the geographical unity of the country and develop the country economically. So it's like the political, geographical and economic aspect when we cover, you will be able to answer question very nicely. Then another question that I'm giving that you have to try to answer yourself. Explain the role of the 1971 war in the formation of Bangladesh. Thank you everyone for hearing things Socio.